You're in the zone now. Go crazy. Are you really still watching this?
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Chris Thorne with HireMilitary. Glad to be here with you again, talking about your opportunity for transition success, and really excited to be joined today by some members of the amazing Splunk team, one of our strongest DoD SkillBridge partners, but really just a company that I have an absolute passion and faith in and what they mean to transitioning service members and opportunities. So I'd like to start by introducing, we've got Scott Gray here with us today. Scott, we would love to hear a little bit about you.
Yeah, hey, Chris. Thank you all. Welcome to the call. I'm Scott Gray. I run the WCT Consulting Team. Pretty much all of the consultants in Mississippi are on our team here. We have been an early adopter on the Military SkillsBridge program. I've been working with Chris now for about 2 years. And it's been a fantastic program. Overall, I've been here at Splunk 7 years, and a lifetime ago, I did 2 years in the Army back in 86 to 88. So certainly love being in a position to be able to help veterans transition into a job.
So appreciative of that. And it is amazing. It's been about 2 years we've been working together on this now. I love it. So we've also got Heather Jones, another amazing leader of the Splunk team. Heather, we'd love to hear a little bit about you.
Hi, I'm Heather Jones, Functional Director for Professional Services for the Public Sector team, and I look after the consultants that deliver for our customers in the public sector space. Been in public sector for 20 years. My love of it from my dad, who's ex-Air Force, and spent his career supporting various public sector customers and agencies, and really excited to be a part of this HireMilitary and SkillBridge program. Same, worked with Chris, the past couple of years, and really had a lot of great success working with the veterans that are transitioning out.
Awesome. Really appreciate that. And then finally, I am so excited to bring someone who can really talk about this entire process with all of you. Aaron Kohler is not only an amazing Splunk team member, but Aaron Kohler is a recently transitioned service member who went through the SkillBridge program with Splunk and is now an amazing member of their team. Aaron, I'd love to hear a little bit more about you.
Hey, thanks, Chris. And hey, all. Yeah, so I'm a professional services consultant to the public sector team at Splunk and a U.S. Navy veteran. And I know this program intimately due to working with Chris through HireMilitary and working with Heather at Splunk. And it's been a fantastic journey. So looking forward to diving into it further.
Awesome. Really appreciate all of you being here today. And so, this is a great opportunity to have a conversation about transitioning service members' expectations, how they can be part of an amazing organization like Splunk and be successful with a program like SkillBridge. And then hopefully we can set some people up really for some future. So, I'd love to start, probably Heather, just if you could tell us a little bit about Splunk, which, by the way, for anyone who's joining us today, if you've never heard of the company Splunk, I want you all to hear a little bit about what the company is, where the name came from, because that one gets me all the time, and really what they're all about. So do you mind sharing a little bit of that with us, Heather?
Sure. Well, we're the data to everything platform, and if there's data, if you got it, we can absolutely use that to propel you forward. And we bring in professional services, from our sales teams, our developers, you name it. We're out there to help transition folks to their cloud journey. We're on cloud first right now, and really just super excited to reach, from everywhere. It's not just technology. It's education, it's banking, it's financial, you name it, the industry, and we're there to help you out.
Absolutely love it. And, I know we just had a question pop across screen about locations, and we're definitely going to be talking about that. Now, Heather, I heard the story that the name Splunk came from cavers, those people who go spelunking down in caves and mining down below the surface. And that's where the name Splunk came from. Is that true?
Yes, it is. Splunking.
Okay. So, and I get people who ask me about that. And so I think that's actually, and I love the culture. Scott, we did that little intro video. And for those who may not know, that's Daniel Glovsky doing a nice little dance on there that we all have the privilege of working really close. I actually stole that video from this year's .conf, which was the Splunk sponsored industry conference for information technology, cybersecurity, and data everything that brought everyone together. So is Splunk the biggest deal going in this environment?
I think by far. I mean, we're the 10,000-pound gorilla in the big data space. We've got a hell of a business going already with our core, with our security, with our ITSI products. And the most remarkable thing is, when I joined them in 2013, we were very much a product, perpetual license software company, on-prem. And in the last couple of years, we made a remarkable transition, a very rapid transition to going all in on our cloud products. And it's a very risky thing to do that transition. A big part of it is you can't stall out in the middle. And I'm thoroughly impressed with the pace we transition our business to cloud.
Spectacular. And the thing that I love to tie into that is, and by the way, we got Daniel viewing, and I appreciate Daniel throwing some information out there. But one of the biggest reasons I wanted to make sure everyone had that video is, it's that 10,000-pound gorilla. It's the biggest thing going on in the data world out there, and it's a global company. Probably one of the strongest things. Fortune leaders. I mean, if I remember correctly, Splunk is servicing 99 of the Fortune 100 right now as their data service provider out there, and so all of that can sometimes lead people to think, "Wow, I don't belong in a company like this." I mean, but that's actually not true. It's actually an amazingly cool, relaxed, great company where people just want to help each other succeed. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, the teamwork and the camaraderie here is second to none. I kissed a lot of frogs before I found Splunk. So it was really refreshing coming in, and it's been real testament to, I think, everybody that's done hiring here, everybody that is here. I still feel like it's one of those companies where we're all pulling the rope in the same direction. Everybody is supportive. I've got a Slack channel for all my consultants, and it makes me smile every time I go out there and I see people peppering. I got a stumper question. I need help. And there'd be like 5 or 6 different responses, usually within an hour. I love that, and I absolutely adore the way nobody's on an island here. So, people with fear about stepping into a PS role here at Splunk, oh my God, it's going to be too big a step up. I can assure you, nobody is on an island here. Everybody has fantastic support behind them. That's maybe now's a good time to jump in on the Jedi mentorship program. So, every PS consultant that joins, whether you're PubSec or an America's team, you'd be immediately entered into a Splunk Jedi mentorship program. We've done this program, completed a full 5 quarters. We graduated 27 people out of that program, and it's really 2 sides of the coin. First side is making sure that you're ramping well, your education, and you get to that major milestone of now I'm. That's great. Now you're technically billable for it. That's the thing. And then the other side of the coin is we don't just cut you loose after that. You're still in the program. So when you get your first billable engagement assigned to you, you need help reviewing the SOW. You want to talk through your approach, how you're going to do this, kickoff call. We've got mentors behind you every single week. And that's the Jedi program rotates between Heather's PubSec team and the Americans Consultant Team. We have 12 senior, multi-year in the field consultants that are on duty for 1 week each. And so you'll always have that coverage. And then additionally, we assign dedicated mentors. And, I've got some great military folks that are in tech lead positions on my team. And I usually try to pair up these military mentors with the folks that are coming out of the military. And it's working pretty well.
I love that program. So, Antoine Page had just asked about, how long is the SkillBridge? So this is probably a great time to jump on over to Aaron and let's hear a little bit of a story because, I'm actually excited for somebody to be able to speak to the process from the experience of it. So, Aaron, can you tell us a little bit about your military history background and sort of what led you to start looking at a SkillBridge opportunity?
Sure. Yeah, Chris. So my background, I spent a decade in the Navy, and it was primarily in intelligence. It was half doing interpretive linguistic work. I attended the Defense Language Institute out in Monterey, California, and did most of my work out of Nyack, Georgia. For any listeners that are that know their bases, and so providing intel for I've deployed, gone to, at the height of Syrian intervention from the U.S. Off the coast there, as well as providing intel for spec war groups. And then that led me into the computer sci joint cyber school down in Pensacola. After that, I went into cybersecurity, working primarily defense at the Navy Cyber Defense Operations Command. And one of the things that I saw there, it was, I was working on a SOC, and we were using this antiquated SIM. So that's a security information and event manager. So, we had this small license for Splunk. We were able to extrapolate a wealth of information and resources from it, and started developing our whole operations around it. And so it just, to me, it was the best tool we had in house. It was super fun to use. And then if you're autodidactic, it's really easy. The documentation's out there, so it was fantastic to teach yourself along the way. And so, yeah, after that, I realized I had used Splunk for 4 years in a way that I was worried I wouldn't be able to use it, as we shift around. And so that was when I started looking at, stepping out and making that leap out of military service. So I loved my 10 years, but I started looking at the DoD SkillBridge program, which a few have mentioned. And it's a fantastic program. And luckily where I stood, I ended up having so many industry standard certifications, but this can be, SkillBridge can be utilized by anyone with any, MOS or what have you within the military. And it just really matters what you want to do next. It doesn't even have to be within your field. If you think you have the aptitude for it, that's a great area for you to skill up. And I think that's huge. So that's when somebody had tipped me off to HireMilitary, and started working with Chris. And for anyone that's wondering what that bridge period is, having those conversations with somebody like Chris and his cohorts, that's going to take a little sweat off your brow, right? That's the sweaty palms of perhaps managing your resume for the first time in quite some time, right? So that was huge, and I just knew from the get-go that Splunk was where I wanted to be.
Nice. So you had that target, and we were able to make that connection. And there are some, by the way, there are some amazing conversations and questions going on in the chat, and I want to make sure we'll definitely wrap back around to some of those about opportunities, locations. But once you knew that you had Splunk in mind, and we were able to connect with you through HireMilitary to make that happen. Well, now you're this military transition person who's being set up with these interviews with this 10,000-pound gorilla company out there, right? What did that feel like to you, setting up those first interviews, knowing that you were talking with people working in that kind of an organization?
Yeah, sure. So that was, you might, if you're not used to interviews like that, it may feel daunting, but you're going to go through stages, right? You're going to probably have maybe 3 or 4, phone interviews, most likely, potentially Zoom. And that's a great cycle. And I think anyone exiting the military, anytime you have experience doing those, you're only bettering yourself. So if it's not even maybe your first contender, or if you're looking at a couple options, those are only going to make you stronger. And so that was it. And it was great having somebody like Chris that can, kind of coach you along. And if you need sort of that assist in knowing what's around the corner, you have somebody that can hopefully help you with those questions.
Nice. So, just ignore the rest of the screen. Who was the most daunting interviewer you had in the process?
You know what? I think, with Splunk, with such a strong culture there, I think it was actually really, Splunk has a lot of fanboys, right? It's a great product. And so I think if you can talk Splunk with other people that want to talk Splunk, the conversation can go well over 45 minutes. So they were always fun.
Very nice. I like that. That was a good diplomatic answer too, by the way. I noticed you did a great job with that. So you had these interviews, you found a great connection, and we worked with you to get you onboarded. What was that first day as a Splunk turn? I love that. A Splunk turn. What was that first day like coming in and sort of your life just changing now? Yeah,
sure. I will tell you the shell shock of after working in cleared spaces for a decade, and then walking into my 4 months was, and I think somebody did ask. So at Splunk we do 4 months, and correct me if I'm wrong, Heather, if it's changed, but so we do 4 months. I was at the San Francisco office, and I do remember for the first time being in an office where there was a lot of people with just AirPods in, and not knowing that how to make those communications. I'd seen people whose blogs I'd written that I'd read who had written security blogs for Splunk, but how do you make that interaction? So that was a new change. Yeah.
That's awesome. That coming out of the military, that office space with different styles of dress, wear, action. That's definitely a change. Now, you did mention the duration. Just to clarify, we've had service members do 3 months, even sometimes just a little bit under. But I think 12 weeks, 3 months, kind of. And Scott, I know we're going to talk about more with the Jedi on the pathway for that. But 3 months is sort of that. We gotta have a minimum time to be able to bring you up. But hey, we like to get as much as 6 months if we can, and those opportunities can be all over the place. But you were in San Francisco. You're in there now. You're getting used to the environment. When did you start feeling like you belonged there?
Okay, I think so. With consulting, you want to know, all right, where does my knowledge level of this software and different tips and tricks that you can deliver, where does that stack, right? And I think Scott touched on it earlier, where what's fantastic is you have these immense resources, which is other Splunkers within our Slack channel. And then there's more defined Slack channels. He mentioned Jedi Younglings, where you're going to have people that are ahead of you in their whole process that you can reach out to at any point in your week, where that person is assigned to assist anyone new coming through, and that's an immense resource to have at your hands. So it's things like that help almost expedite and speed up any uncomfortable feelings. They kind of get washed aside. And one thing I did want to address on that is, knowing. One of the things most people mention when they exit the military is they miss that sense of brotherhood, right? That sense of fraternity, what have you. When you go from working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, in less than ideal conditions, it builds a bond that's very hard to recreate when you might go to the office and then you can go home and relax, right? But I think, specifically coming from my perspective within consulting, just pushing on, not falling into that lone wolf mentality, and having, you're only as strong as your network. And I feel like Splunk gets that, the consultants here get that, and that helps alleviate some of those growing pains maybe of passing from public service, military service to civilian life.
Nice. So, all that was completed, and at the end of it, there was this amazing opportunity for a career with the company that really just sort of finalized that process. Did you feel through there's anxiety a lot of people have? Okay, I'm going to do SkillBridge, but does that mean I'm going to get a job? Did you feel that anxiety as you were going, or how did you work with the team to sort of work through that?
Yeah, I think I have a natural anxiety that drives me to most of my goals in life. So that was probably apparent, but I can't express enough how much more at ease I was because of SkillBridge, because of HireMilitary, and because of the way that Splunk handles it. And no, I can't say working with Heather, working with Daniel Blevsky, who we saw enjoying himself on the screen earlier. It's team members like that make that whole process a lot more at ease, because you know that they've got your back if you have serious questions.
Awesome. So, I know Scott and Heather, I've been definitely letting Aaron sort of share for a while, but this is probably a great time to start talking about maybe what you're looking for in a future Splunker, what kinds of people fit what you want to see coming for DoD SkillBridge, and what types of opportunities. So, Scott, I'd love to start with you on what that looks like.
Sure. I think, what's really appealing about the candidates you brought us from HireMilitary is, they've got a really solid foundation on technology. You do a good job of kind of feeling them out. Are you more comfortable hands on keyboard, or you're more comfortable, customer facing CSM? So you do a good job of, funneling to us the folks that are a real good fit. What we're looking for is somebody, ideally that we can get 3 months out of on the internship. All new hires here at Splunk have a 90-day grace period. We have no billable expectation of them at all. So we know we're going to be investing in our people for that first 90 days, get them certified, hopefully get them out on shadow. That's where it's real valuable. Some of the folks you brought me had 6 months available. And that is just, it's a game changer. There's absolutely no question that we're going to hire somebody that we've invested 5 months of training in, got them up. Talking about Ross Schwartz, our first military hire on my team. He came in, ramped up. He had billable, customer billable under his belt. He was able to get enterprise security certified as well, and he has just taken off. Everything that he's touched has been fantastic. And one of the things I think a lot of people coming to this are concerned with is, I'm going to be doing this consulting within enterprise accounts, and that may not be anything they've worked in before. But I think everybody we brought in and we put out on these gigs has been very well received by our customers. I just can't say enough good things about the program. And for me, to have the opportunity to actually ramp somebody through, you had hopefully 3 months working with our Jedi mentorship team. I'm going to know everything I need to know about you for the end of that internship. And, can't guarantee future results, but to date, everybody that we brought into the program has received a job offer.
That's spectacular. So, Heather, I probably a great time to ask, because I know there are a few people in the session who are not transitioning service members, but veterans and other who are looking for opportunities with Splunk. And we certainly, while we are focused today on those transitioning service members in the SkillBridge program, we want to make sure that they know that there are opportunities with Splunk as well. So if you don't mind, real quick, where should they go to take a look for those people not in SkillBridge who really want to get an opportunity with Splunk? What's their best pathway, just so that we can share that with them?
Absolutely. So on our career site, on the Splunk webpage, there is a career site that lists all of our openings. So please look at those and apply. We absolutely want that. We get veterans, applying, all the time. Your backgrounds are fantastic. Soft skills are amazing. So just the whole package. Reach out to us directly. I mean, I'll say for both myself and Scott. Definitely reach out, be proactive, send us, your resume. Happy to, help route that along as well. So, we, besides just professional services, and, for our, consulting delivery, there's lots of opportunity within Splunk, and, certainly would love to have folks apply. So.
Excellent. So
Mark Ballum, Chris, was an example of a guy that I guess he had already gone and done his HireMilitary internship at a different company. Didn't work out there, but we interviewed him. I was thoroughly impressed, and he was a direct hire on the team.
And we love that one worked out as well. So I am going to jump back over into the SkillBridge side now with you, Heather, and talk about, not going to lie, there's, even Aaron, who's pretty recently transitioned himself, there's a little high level conversation that's going on here when we talk about PubSec and enterprise-wide consulting and customers and things like that. And that can be a little bit intimidating. And sometimes service members, maybe they don't feel like they're up to par to be in an organization like this. That imposter syndrome, right? I mean, we've all sort of known it and felt it when we were not inside an organization. So what do you say to those who feel like maybe, I'm not ready to go to a company like that? Do you have any thoughts for them, Heather?
I would say go for it. The folks that we're looking for are proactive, intellectually curious, have a growth mindset. I mean, those are all qualities that we look for, and team players. Really, not leaving anyone behind. And the folks that we've talked to all have these qualities. So the soft skills and your ability to always wanting to be learning and just pushing forward and coming up with new ideas and solutions. And, Aaron is a great example of this, not only a growth mindset, but a problem solving mindset. So everyone has been in, I say everyone, but many people have been in your position. We have folks coming from all different types of backgrounds, and we are an organization that we're very open and transparent, and we want to help other people. I mean, we have a network. We rally around our own, and we want to help lift each other up. So please just apply. We want to talk to you. We can have you talk with other folks that have transitioned out of the military. I think that's very helpful, that have been in your shoes. So absolutely.
Well, and it's so great, Aaron, going back to something that Scott brought up earlier and you touched on, one of the things I have been most impressed with about Splunk as an organization over the time we've worked together. And I've worked with some great SkillBridge partners, but I have never seen a company so committed to the mentorship, growth, and learning of their DoD SkillBridge interns. That JEDI program is amazing. What did you find that program to be essential in your success?
Oh, I thought it was huge, Chris. I thought it was fantastic. I thought, as I was going through my own pipeline, just knowing that there was somebody that I'm the type of guy, I'm hyper curious, right? And so I'll have these little asks and I'll have these certain questions that I'll want to, it's just great to have somebody before you have your own network, before you actually know more people at the company. It's great to have that initial resource. And then not only that, but there's also an ERG, an employee resource group known as Veterans at Splunk. And so you also have that as well. And so that's veterans in all types of positions at the company. And then the JEDI Younglings, that was fantastic, strictly for consultants as well. So yeah, it was awesome. And one thing I wanted to mention that Heather brought up was one of the things that I think is the best regarding hiring vets, right? What I think is so fantastic that aligns well with Splunk is how resourceful most vets are, right? You've learned to adapt quickly, be very flexible, and typically come up with solutions where you've had limited means or limited resources. And that mentality, carrying that over to different situations of problem solving that you may have within the company or with customers, that isn't something that can be learned, not easily. It's a slow game. So that's one of the things that I think is one of the best things for any military prospects for Splunk. And also, if you have a background in IT, but maybe, so Splunk's a cloud first company, right? We're pushing forward into the cloud space heavily, and maybe you don't have that cloud education. Well, there's so many resources that are offered within for you to always upskill and always be learning. And so if you're somebody that's always curious, always wants to get around the bend, and always wants to be on the cusp of technology, those are the best things here.
Nice. So, lots of questions in the chat coming through as far as where physically these opportunities are. And so we know we've got some great public sector physical opportunities in the Metro Washington, D.C. area. We've got some great teams working out of the Bay Area, San Francisco, San Jose, some great technology opportunities down in Plano, Texas. And then there's really Splunk offices around the country and really around the world. But I think one of the things that's really cool that I love is there's also remote opportunities. I mean, Scott, you've got people on your team who,
everybody on my team is remote, and it's one of the nice things about that PS role. As long as once we get back to traveling, I would definitely recommend being near a tier 1 airport. I think that helps a lot. But I've got people all across the U.S. Bill, one of my latest interns, he's out of North Carolina. So you really aren't limited by location. You don't have to be in one of the most preferred cities in order to pick up a role.
Yeah. And, I want to clarify, because I've had some people ask me this, is yes, when the world is back to traveling and when the people on your team participating in SkillBridge are traveling, yes, Splunk pays for that travel. I've had people ask that question. So it's truly a supported opportunity. But Heather, what about your team? What kinds of opportunities are you looking at?
We're the same. I mean, we do have opportunities that are on site just from the nature of the work, in public sector, but we also do a fair amount of remote work as well. We have people all over, from, East Coast to West Coast. So we support not only DoD and Intel, but also civilian and state local education SLED business. So.
Nice. And, one of the great team members with Splunk, Charles, who couldn't be with us here today on the broadcast, obviously he works with a lot of the same types that you do, Scott, but he's also got this new requirement, for DevOps. Tell me about DevOps. I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be able to do it justice, so I'll give you the blurb. I mean, basically, we are moving into the application space. Observability was a big theme at our conf this year, and obviously the recent acquisitions. We're continuing to go down that path. That we've got a brand new profile hiring role here. It's a DevOps consultant role, and that is going to be the skill set that we're going to need to really make this new line of business hum. And it's a new role. It's different, completely different than what we've traditionally hired. Usually we're looking at IT space, security space, and I know we're hungrily looking for about 10 of those folks, I believe, between now and probably August timeframe.
Wow. So huge amount of opportunity out there. And for the entire team, I wanted to highlight Anne was in the conversation. I know she's been chatting with Jason a little bit. She's been out of the Air Force for a little bit, but she still is very, very interested in being part of the Splunk team. So Anne, I hope that we're actually going to be able to connect you with some of the Splunk team today to have that conversation, because obviously we want to see everyone set up for success in that. So I just wanted to highlight her for a second. And then as we start taking a look, then service members want to be part of great organizations, great companies. Splunk is a great company. Are they limited to only those job positions that are posted on the HireMilitary site to look at SkillBridge right now, or is there options for other things? What does that look like? Either one, Heather, Scott, whichever of you might.
Yeah, my sense is, I think, I know support is hired out of the SkillsBridge, certainly PS, the CSMs. I think, we've been eating this up. I don't know about other groups, but I would imagine there would be really strong support and interest, to approach maybe HR, the recruiting team, finance. There's many different skills people are exiting with. And if we don't have that connection made yet within the organization, I'm happy to make the introduction for you, Chris.
And I think maybe there's the thing that I love is Splunk is a technology company, but Splunk also has other roles other than direct technology roles with that. I mean, we've got Chris Wilson working up there in San Francisco, who did a great period directly under Suzanne McGovern up there in the C-suite, working as her executive assistant. So some different opportunities. So, okay. And guys, I know we've actually been going on an incredibly long time. I apologize for it. As we get ready to close out here, I'm going to sort of go around the horn. And Aaron, any final thoughts from you on either your experience or those who might be watching or listening and how they should proceed?
Yeah, well, I might be slightly biased, but I love Splunk, so this is definitely what you should try to pursue. But I also want to mention, for anyone that's currently in and maybe they don't have a lot of information about SkillBridge, just know, look up that document, read it through, and just realize, I know that everything that I accomplished in my military career that was, previously hadn't been done before or at the command, it was just reading documents and pushing paperwork. You push that paperwork, you get the signatures, and you can be on your way and you can be doing what you want to be doing. So just take the onus is on you to follow through with that. And then HireMilitary is there to help you. So that takes a little bit off your back. Because I do know when you go through something like a TAPS course, when you're, in your final year, the instructor may very well not know about DoD SkillBridge. I think it was pushed through in 2015, and that's still relatively new to those TAPS instructors. So please keep that in mind.
Awesome. I really appreciate that and appreciate you being here to join us today. Scott, any wrap up thoughts from you before we sign off for the day?
Yeah, I would just say, aim high, right? You're exiting the military. Some people will be 5-6 years they're doing an exit. Some people it's after 20 plus, but no point in setting, aiming low coming out of the gate. Aim for a company that has tremendous potential growth and a track record of meaningful internships. And keep them coming. I know I've got at least another 10 hires I'm going to be doing first half of the new year. So no signs of slowing down. And I absolutely have come to buy on this team and the partnership with you, Chris. Thanks so much.
Really spectacular. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. And David Hungler, I've got you up there. I can't tell, unfortunately, if you're transitioning service member or a veteran already out of service. If you're a transitioning service member and you're interested, make sure you connect with myself or Jason. Go to the HireMilitary website. If you are a veteran already, I would encourage you, Scott, Heather, Aaron, these are the people you want to connect with and really make some relationships. So Heather, I'll give you the wrap up as we're on our way out the door here for any thoughts you might have.
Just say apply. Don't think about the imposter syndrome. We want to talk to everybody. Again, there's you've seen flashed up there Fundamentals 1 and Fundamentals 2. It's free. Please take it. Take a look at our website. If you don't know about us, learn about us. Stay curious. Always be learning. And reach out. We want to talk to you.
I really appreciate it. I want to thank all of you for taking the time to be here today. I want to thank all of you for what you're doing, your commitment to service members and veterans. I want to thank Splunk as an organization for being truly committed in action, not in just saying words, but truly committed in action to creating opportunities for transitioning service members and veterans, and really proud to be a partner with you. And so thank you for spending the time here today. I look forward to seeing great things For everyone who's joined us, if you joined us on LinkedIn, we appreciate it. If you're watching this later on, feel free to connect with any of us and we'll follow up on questions. If you joined us today on Facebook or on YouTube, we're glad to have you, but don't forget to come on over to LinkedIn because this is where professional networking and connections happen. And so we look forward to it. And I look forward to seeing all of you again. I'll be here next Thursday, each week on Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, to talk about programs and opportunities for your military transition success. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you soon.